Welcome back to another Final Table commentary. If at any point in time you find yourself not caring for the commentary, there will be a link in the description down below to the video BCP Poker Replays YouTube account, so you can check out the action in peace and quiet if that's how you choose to do so. With that being said, let's hop into the action. We got a 1K PKO Thursday Thrill from WCOOP 2019. We got plenty of chips. Oh, quick black screen, but we're back. Got about 65 million chips in total for the winner to collect. Eater Campanana gonna start things off with jacks. No action for him. We got Vacchio, Anton, a couple of shorties. Alexos hanging out with 50 bigs. Mikish with 125. Belarus Revenge flopping the set here. Top pair for Eater Campanana. Flush draw out there. Eater Campanana will go for a little value bet. Sees the check raise. Bad news for your AC Deucey. So Eater Campanana does find the fold with top pair. Moving along, we got Baller with 47 bigs. Yura with 28. Zero to Data with 48. And that rounds things out as Vacchio rips in what I believe was Queen 10 suited. Mikish with the Queen 10 this time. Belarus playing call with Ace Jack. Yura completes the big with 7-6, and he does flop bottom pair. Ace King 6 flop. Belarus with the toppest of pairs goes for a little bet, and the other two fold. King Queen versus King Queen. This is fun. King 10 6 flop. 700k in the middle. The bet's 240k. Zero Data goes for the check raise. Don't think Baller's going anywhere. 6 on the turn. Zero to Data in the tank. Goes for 1.2 million chip bet. Half pot. Quick call from the King Queen. Deuce on the river. Boppity doo. All in from zero to Data. Baller might fold the King Queen here. Nope. We'll chop up the pot. Aces for Vacchio. Eater Campanana with a suited queen in the big blind will just find the fold and preserve their chips. We move along. Mikish with the ace queen. Ace jack for Yura. Yura finds the fold. Good stuff for them. Vacchio completes the big blind with 10-7 suited. Has a straight draw. Flop goes check check. Oh, bink. Jack on the river. That will do for Vacchio. To be fair, Mikish doesn't have a pair. So once he faces the river bet, he just finds the fold. Ace 5 suited for Baller will go for the raise, and they'll take that one down pre-flop. Boop-a-da-doo. Mikish with a pocket pair of 3s under the gun will just find the fold. Everybody folds. Around to Eater Campanana with the ace 8, they'll go for the raise. Alexos will defend the big with 9-7, flop 3 in a row. Not quite what we're looking for. Facing the small bet, Alexos does just find the fold. Ace 5 suited for Baller, they'll be right back in there. Mikish does defend the big with A3 of suited, A3 of diamonds. King 5 2 flop, 1 diamond. Baller goes for a small bet with a middle pair. And no action for him. Anton with King 9 off. We'll just find the fold in the cutoff. Suited Queen for Alexis also folds. Mikish with the suited ace comes along to the Jack 5-4 or the Jack 10-4 flop. Goes check check 5 on the turn. Mikish leads out with the flush draw and takes the pot down. Jack 10 suited for Vacchio. We'll face a 3-bet from the small blind. Belarus with a suited ace says this is good enough for me. Suited ace this time for Mickish. They flop top pair. Not much doing for Euro with Jack 7 of diamonds. They have an easy check fold. A suited queen for Mickish, and we're playing 100 blinds deep. He limps it in. Flopping 2 pairs. That's good news for Mickish. Zero the data with the toppest of pairs. The board's super wet and the bet's super small. Zero data goes for the check raise even. Says no way this is a value bet. 8 on the river, so 9-10 makes a straight. Both the flush draws miss. Zero data checks it on over, and another very small bet. It's under 10%. Zero data goes for another check raise, and Mickish calls, of course, with the 2 pairs. Nice play by Mickish to induce the check raises by the worst hand. Alexos going for the raise with King Jack. Belarus calls with the 5-4 suited, flops a straight draw. Top pair for Alexos, not much doing for Eater Campanana. Alexos with the top pair sees a very small bet. Says, okay, let's go to the turn. Deuce of diamonds. That's a straight. That's a straight for Belarus. Betting about half pot. We get a 5 of spades on the river. Goes check, check, and Belarus takes a nice pot off Alexos. Then he gets the old jack, jack the next hand. Jackio won't defend the 5 deuce suited in the big blind. Just preserve those chips. Wait for Anton to bust. Seems like a good idea. Eater Campanana with the suited ace will come along. Mickish limps in. Interesting stuff. Anton's going to rip the 7s. This will get through pre... Oh no, the ace 3 calls it off. Eater Campanana goes bounty hunting. Looks a little wide there. How many blinds was that? It wasn't too many big blinds. It was only about, like 8 or 9 more to call for Eater Campanana to go for the 4K bounty. 25 blinds, 26 blinds in the middle. When it's all said and done, Eater Campanana says, I'm getting a good price. I just got to come along. Anyways, Anton gets a double up. Alexos with jacks facing a raise and a call will go all in. Zero to data folds the smaller pocket pair. Good news for them. And Eater Campanana folds the king queen. Another pocket pair and 9s for zero to data. Another shit situation for him. King high board goes check, check. Baller with the toppest of pairs. Bets real small. Queen on the river, making 2 pairs. Or the 2 pairs got better for Baller, I should say. Now hopefully zero to data can just find the fold here. A bluff certainly wouldn't work. And zero to data does find the fold. Another pocket pair of 9s for zero to data. Another raise from Baller with Queen 10 suited. Zero to data calls. Alexos calls from the button with the ace queen. Belarus also completes the big with Jack 10, 8-5-5 flop. 9s are good for the time being. 4 ways. Zero to data says 1.4 million chips in the middle. Let me bet real small. 350k. Try to clean up some equity. Baller calls with the flush draw and he bangs it on the turn. Zero to data looking for a 5 or 9. Oh, bink! Zero to data goes in the tank. We'll stick it all in. Now Baller, what do we do here with the queen high flush on the river facing the jam? Interesting spot. Snap call, okay. You're just priced in. Zero to data. I wonder if he's ever jamming worse flushes there. Once you start to think about that, makes you think your queen high flush, you have to call it off. Just a horrific river for Baller. Zero to data up to 47 bigs now. That's 3rd place position. Holy shit. 6 million chips. Baller gonna limp in the 8-5 suited. King 5 for Euro. Goes for the re-raise. Or sorry, I should say just goes for the raise. What does it matter? 10-10 deuce flop. The king high takes a stab and baller has to fold his 8 high. Euro ripping in the ace jack and the ace 7 does call it off. No 5 or 10. So just like that, Euro gets a full double there. That was a big call off there by Mickish. About 22 blinds. Ace 7 suited, interesting stuff. $7,200 bounty on Euro's head certainly came into play there. As Belarus is thinking about making the call here with Queen Jack. 4K bounty on Anton's head. He is going to make the call. King high board. 10 on the turn. No. Runner. Straight cards for Belarus. What a dirty run out, Poker Stars. Oh, God. I mean, nice run for Belarus. They make this straight. They get the 4K bounty and more importantly, the chips. 22 million for them in total. Are we 5 ways to a flop? What's going on here? Don't see this too often. 9-7-3 flop. Euro with not much going on. The Queen 10 goes for the big bet. Mickish calls with 8-5 suited. Makes a pair of 8s. Has a straight draw to the 6 to go along with it. But Euro picks up outs to the jack or 6 as well. Half pot size bet and Mickish will fold the pair. Nice play by Euro. Kind of out of nowhere with the Queen 10. Unexpected, but nice to see it happen. King Queen for 0. They'll go for the open. And no action for him. Belarus with the pocket pair of 3s will go for the under the gun raise. 0 to data with another King Queen will play call. A7-6 flop. Belarus bets a third pot. 0 to data calls with the backdoor straight draw and a couple overcards. We get a jack of spades on the turn. 0 to data bets 1 million chips and the bet will get through. Put a lot of pressure on that small pocket pair. Alexos with ace 5 suited on the button will go for the open. Belarus calls the big blind with 10-8. Ace 9-3 flop. Top pair for Alexos. Oh, and he's facing a check raise from Belarus with 3 in a row. 3 to a flush. Belarus doesn't pick up any equity on the deuce turn. Probably going to slow down and give up. We do love to see a check raise on the flop though. Belarus in the tank sees 2 million chips in the middle and he says, I guess I'm just not getting those back. Ace Queen for Euro. We'll go for the open. Eater Campanano with a pair of deuces. Probably going to find the fold. And it'll fold around to baller in the big blind with Queen Jack. They do call. 7-6-3. Goes check. 10 on the turn. Good card for baller who has a flush draw. Any diamond will do, dealer. Oh, but a pot size bet will work. Euro will buy the pot there. Baller having to fold the flush draw. King 7 for Alexos. Going for the raise. 9-9 for baller. Will rip it all in. $5,600 bounty on his head. If Alexos calls, surely he knows he's behind. Bounty is not too enticing for the call off with King 7. Eater Campanana goes for the limp with 8-8. Ace-9 will come along for Mickish. Belarus goes for the raise with Ace-Queen. Eater Campanana tanking. Thinking things through with the pocket eights. Is going to rip it all in. We're going to have a big flip here. Any ace or queen. Nope. Eater Campanana gets the full double. 8-8 for Vacchio. Don't think their life's going to be on the line here. Eater Campanana surely going to fold the 8-10. Ace-8 for Mickish. We'll go for the limp. Euro with King 10 is thinking things through. Does go for the raise. I like what I'm seeing from Euro. Mickish will fold the best of it. King 10 for Vacchio. Looks like an all-in. Suited ace for Alexos. Is going to find the call. Any King 10 or Queen. Queen on the turn. That's good news for Vacchio. They get the full double. Surviving with 24 blinds. King Queen for Baller goes for the early position raise. Alexos with Ace King. Surely going to jam it all in. There we go. And the King Queen can find the fold now. Jack for Euro. 6-10 suited for Eater Campanana. Thought about it for half a second, but then finds the fold. Belarus will defend the big blind with 10-8. Ace King Deuce flop. Goes check, check. Queen on the turn. So Belarus does pick up some outs to a jack. Euro with the straight blocker will bet real small. And the bet will get through. Ace-8 for Mickish. We'll just rip it all in for 70 blinds. I don't do this often. Did we all see it? All in for 70 blinds. Ace-8 off. Baller in the big blind, the short stack, but the small blind has 100 blinds. What the hell's going on there? Well, I hope we get to see that again. Ace Queen 8 flop. Bottom pair for Baller goes for a small bet. And the bet gets through. Ace 8 offsuit. All in dealer. Belarus with the Ace 8 suited. Non all in raise. 0 to data with the pocket pair of threes. Plays call. Eater Campanana as well with the King Jack. Plays call. See how reasonable that is? Let's just call and go to the flop. We don't need to rip in the 40 big blind stack with a pocket pair of threes. We're going to go flop a set of threes. Eater Campanana with the toppest of pairs facing the check raise from 0 to data. Is just going to find the fold right on the flop. Belarus with the backdoor diamond draw. Is going to call, pick up a pair of aces on the turn. That's bad news for Belarus. To be fair, the action 0 to data is presenting is rather frickin' strong. Betting on the ace turn is bad news. Belarus does find the call. Oh, we gotta know we're behind. 0 to data's all in. What are we ahead of? 5-4, the straight draw with the backdoor heart draw. So 5-4 on hearts, specifically, as the ace 8 will find the call. 0 to data, the beneficiary of a nice big pot with the set. 4-7 of hearts for Eater Campanana. Flop and top is the pairs. Vacchio with the jack high has to let it go. Ace Queen for Euro. They'll go for the open. King 3 suited will play call surely. Alexos is in a weird spot where we do want to preserve our chips, But I feel like the king 3 suited is a little bit too strong to let go pre-flop. We do have some 20 blinds. Was a really shit board, so it's just an easy check fold for you. Jack 10 suited. Alexis is in another weird spot. Another strong holding. They are going to call from the small flop top pair. No set this time for 0 to data. Eater Campanano with a couple overcards. Get deuce of hearts on the turn, changing nothing. Alexis still with the best of it. 1.2 million chips looks to be sliding their way, providing they don't fold here. Even gonna go for a little value bet. 0 to data with a straight blocker. In the tank. Will play call. Alexis gets a nice little value bet on the river there. Only for about 2 big blinds, but still nice. Three ways to the king jack 10 flop. Mikesh with middle set. Alexis and 0 to data with a straight draw to the 9 or ace. We get a 3 on the turn. 0 to data is in a call facing Mikesh's lead. Alexis as well, thinking about it with a pair of 10s. Hoping for a 9, a 10, or an ace. Alexis comes along. 5 of spades on the river, and this will check all the way through. Mikesh will take a nice little pot there. Queen jack suited for Mikesh. 7s for Belarus. Baller in the big blind with 8-3 suited. Does pick up a flush draw here. And a straight draw to the 5. Does Belarus call with the pocket pair of 7s is the question. They are going to call jack of clubs on the river. Baller goes for another bet. It's only about a third pot size. This is super small. Belarus will find the fold. Says this looks like a milky bet. You're just trying to milk me, Mr. Milkman. But Baller says no, I've got 8 high bucko. Limp pot. 10-9-7 flop. Mikesh with a pair of 8s. And the straight draw to the 6 or jack. Belarus with backdoor club draw. And Euro with a pair of 9s. Uh-oh, 8-8 going for the raise here. Mikesh is throwing around chips and it's kind of fun to see. It's a min raise. What the hell do we do with second pair? And Euro does find the fold. Says this is way too strong of a bet. Nice little play by Mikesh. 7-5 suited for Baller. Gonna go for the open on the button. Ace 4 from the small will go for the 3 bet, and 0 to data sitting there with jack jack. All in dealer. Euro's aggression finally catches up to him. Gonna lose a million chips there. Has done a good job of accumulating chips, so it's not like Euro's aggression has hurt them. They're hanging out with 46 blinds. They just lost a big one. Oh no, and he's going for another raise facing the limp by Mikesh. With the 7-3 suited. Their aggression is catching up to them, I think. 0 to data goes for the 3 bet from the small blind. And Euro will find the fold. 0 to data scoops that pot. Queen 6 for 0 to data, going for the raise. On the button. Eater Campanano with King 10 in the small blind. Ace 8 waiting in the big blind. Eater Campana finds the fold. Ace 8 will rip and take it down. Not quite how I was expecting that one to go down. Thought it was going to be 3-way flop. Not this time. King King for Baller. 9-7 suited for Alexos. We get a King 6-4 flop. 2 clubs for Alexos. Top set for Baller. The bet's 1/3. Alexos is going nowhere. Might put in the check raise. Hopefully they just call. Check raise comes on in. 820k in total to go. The kings just call. Jack on the turn. Flush misses for the time being. Alexos will slow down on the jack. A little bit less than half pot size bet from the top set. And Alexos is priced out of the pot, so they have to fold now. Vacchio with an ace will raise the button. Mickish calls the big blind with king deuce. 9-4-3 flop. Straight draw for Vacchio. Will bet and take that pot down. Ace 5 for 0 to data. Gonna go for the open. Vacchio folds the pocket pair. Belarus in the big blind with ace 3 suited. Will call. Both players flopping top pair. Another diamond on the turn. And a queen on the river, completing nothing. We are chopping this bad boy up. Providing 0 to data doesn't fold, but he does find the fold. Oh no, Belarus goes for a little blocker bet and 0 to data folds the chop pot. I mean, that's the first, I don't even know if you'd call it a mistake by 0 to data. It's just the first error. The first slip up. They put on a damn strong game. Have slowly picked away from both Yura, Belarus, and Mickish. 0 to data slowly just picking away pots. Up to 13 million chips. As we get a couple of pair of aces here. Ballers in bad situation. Mickish jams. Overbet. 5.2 million chips is the bet. 1.7 in the middle. Baller is going to call it off. He needs some help. He doesn't get it. Mickish with the... Whoa. With the value jam. And gets called off by the ace 10. Holy shit. Alright. How do we move along from that? 0 to data with 8 high is going to try to buy this pot here on the turn. Eater Campanana does not believe him. Deuce on the river. That's good enough for 0 to data. Eater Campanana checks back the ace high and sees the bad news. Queen jack suited for 0 to data. Vacchio defends the big with 9 deuce. Vacchio turns quite well here. Has a spade draw and an open-ended straight draw. Leads out and takes the pot down. Ace king for Euro. Going for the limp, okay. Ace high board, good news for Euro. Mickish with backdoor straight draw, backdoor heart draw. Facing about a half pot size bet. Probably gonna check fold. Right? Mickish goes in the tank for a second there with the jack 8. Ace jack for Euro. They'll be right back in there with an open this time round. Mickish with a pair of threes finds a fold from the small, and we move along. Ace 8 for Alexos. Could have ripped it all in. They go for the min open. Euro thinking about coming along to the flop for the bounty. 5-4, not the best holding. But if we can flop a pair, maybe we'll have the best of it. Yura says, after a while, I'm just going to fold. 5-4 for Mickish, goes for the limp. Queen 8 for Belarus, calls as well. Yura in the small with ace queen. We'll go for the raise. 2 million chips in total. And the bet will get through. Queen for Mickish, going for another limp. You're not going to attack the limp this time. Eater Campanana with an ace in the big blind. 9-7-7 flop. Full pot size bet from Mickish. And Eater Campanana folds the ace high. King Queen for Mickish, another limp. 0 to data with the Queen Jack suited comes along. Vacuo checks back 9-3 suited. 10-6-6 flop. 0 to data with the flush draw. Mickish puts in a small bet with the King Queen on the flop, gets called. Deuce and then a 9 on the river. Mickish with the best of it. Goes for a little bluff ski and the Queen Jack finds the fold. Ace 10 for Euro. Alexos will call the big blind with King Jack. Ace 6 deuce flop. Goes check, check, 5 on the turn. Euro will put in a turn C bet. And the bet will get through as Alexos didn't have anything going on. Ace deucey for Belarus. We get Eater Campanana as well coming along with a pair of 7s. Mickish with Queen 9 suited also in there. King 4-3 flop. Checks around to Eater Campanana and they bet real small, 400k into 1.5 mil. Mickish folds. Belarus with the straight draw, backdoor flush draw, an overcard to the 7s comes along. 4 of spades on the turn, no good for Belarus. Looking for an ace or 5. Like a check raise would be nasty. But why would we do it? Belarus going in the tank here. Belarus will call with the ace high. Queen on the river. Looks like a check sort of situation. But Belarus is going to lead out 2.6 mil. This doesn't make any sense at all. Hopefully Eater Campanana can sniff this one out. It just doesn't make sense. Would a 4 do this? Would a pair of queens do this? No, it just doesn't make sense. Would a king do it? I don't know, man. Just an interesting pot. It did work out for Belarus. Eater Campanana folds the best of it with a pair of 7s. Alexos takes the spot with Jack, rips it all in and gets it through. Ace Queen gonna call this small for Belarus. King 7-4 flop. No spades for 0 to data. They're gonna check back the flop, 6 on the turn. Goes check, check, 5 on the river. Belarus leads out for about half pot here with a one-liner to an 8 or 3. He's got the ace queen. Interesting play there. What an interesting final table. Euro with the toppest of pairs turns into 2 pairs. 0 to data. No draw at all. Gonna have an easy fold. Ace 4 suited for Mickish. We're gonna go for another limp. Belarus will raise up the ace 10. And Mickish just lays down the suited ace. Interesting. Euro with 5-5 and 40 blinds. Looks like an open. They go 3x, 3.3x. Huge sizing. And the bet will get through. I suppose that big sizing was used because Eater Campanana is nice and short. Vacuo is nice and short. We're trying to induce them to rip it in, I think. Or just fold pre-flop. That's also a good option. Alexos with the straight draw. Pair of 9s for Belarus. King on the river. Uh-oh, Alexos thinking about firing away, but he does slow down. Checks it on over to Belarus. Who's going to be taking the 1.7 million chip pot here. And he's even jamming for value. Says, I want the bounty. Alexos doesn't have a calling hand. Oh, did Mickish just fold ace 10? What in the world's going on here, Mickish? Ace 8 goes for the open. Ace 10 finds the fold in the big blind. And Eater Campanana still fold the ace 10. Off 20 bigs, 0 to data is just getting away with murder. But why did Mickish fold the ace 10 in the big blind? Riddle me that one. Ace king for Mickish. We'll see if Alexos opens ace 7. Nope, not off the short stack. All in dealer for 60 bigs. Well, this is just a fishy play. Yeah, and then we'll go back to the limps. Okay, Mickish. You can kind of see why you're attacking the limps now. Even though Mickish has come along with queens as a limp. Zero to Data says, okay, you're going to keep attacking those limps. I'm going to attack you, bucko. Does just play call this time. The pair of 9s for Zero to Data. Looks like the 4th or 5th time they've had them. Overbet on the turn here from Yura. And Zero to Data's in a pickle. Yura has a straight draw to this set. No, he doesn't. Oh my lord, and Zero to Data folds the 9-9. Facing the overbet, and Yura will steal that pot there. Da-do-ba-da-do, da-da-ba-dee-do. 9-6 for Mickish in the tank. Gonna let that one go. Ace 8 for Belarus. Going for the open. I kind of want to see Mickish preserve that big chip stack. I want to see a nice deep heads up battle between Mick and Zero to Data. Hopefully we can find a way to get there. As the AC deucey for Alexos rips and gets it on in. Or gets it on through, I should say. Ace queen for Alexos. Another all in for him. Mickish folds the ace in the small blind. Good news for them. See, look at this reasonable poker. Ace 9, we just go for the min open. Yura defends the king 10. Queen jack 5 flop. Flush draw for Mickish, facing a lead. Yura with the straight draw. Yura facing the raise. We'll find the fold there. Mickish buying the pot. 9-9 for Alexos. All in dealer. 14 blinds in total. Zero to Data with Queen 8. We'll find the fold and move along. Ace King for Mickish. Doesn't go all in this time. How reasonable. Ace 8 for Zero to Data. King Queen for Eater Campanana. All in dealer. Mickish is all in. Any queens? A queen on the turn. No heart for Mickish. No. Mickish plays the Ace King perfectly this time. Gets the action from Eater Campanana. And gets absolutely punished. Oh boy, and Mickish is all in again with the best of it. Ace King King flop. Mickish says 11. That's like a 10x overbet pot. What the fuck is going on, Mickish? Aces for Eater Campanana. We got 2 pairs for Zero to Data. Interesting flop, Poker Stars. And the 6 on the turn. Pretty well dead's Eater Campanana. Just looking for an ace here. You know, Eater Campanana's probably thinking, okay, maybe Queen 9? Maybe I'm losing to that on the flop. I'm losing to Queens, 9s, of course. But Queen 6? You aren't expecting that, I don't think. The 6 is a good card because now you're beating Queen 9. You still had an Ace Queen, King Queen. Flush gets there on the river. Maybe Eater Campanana can check back the aces now. If they jam, obviously they're dead. They do check back the aces on the river when the flush completes. Good news for Eater Campanana. As Zero to Data was slow playing the boat. King Jack for Vacchio. We'll rip it all in. Mickish with an ace. We'll fold the small blind. Queen Jack for Alexos. We'll just lay that one down. Belarus getting the chance to raise queen 6, and the raise will get through. 6-6 for Alexos off 14 blinds. They're just going to find the fold. And good timing as yours got aces. Belarus with the ace 7. Going to go for the open on the button. Euro doesn't take long. Goes for the 3-bet. 1.75 million total. About 1.2 to call for Belarus. With the ace 7, they're just going to lay this one down. Ace 8 for Mikish, just going to find the fold. Euro with 10 queen. Going to go for the limp on the button. 0 completes the small blind with ace 10. And Eater Campanana with ace 9 and 17 blinds. Rips it all in. I think 0 is going to fold here. Oh no, I'm totally wrong. Any 9s dealer. Nope, Eater Campanana's out of here in 7th. I thought 0 was going to find the fold there. They go bounty hunting and they see the great news. And now 0's all in. Ace King for Vacchio. Getting a full double there. That's good news for Vacchio. 0 to data. Hanging in there with 13 million chips still. Still a comfy second place position. Alexos rips the jacks. I think we can fold the ace 4 now. And 0 to data does find the fold, even though the bounty's enticing. King 7 for 0. Gonna go for another open and take this one down. Does kind of feel like 0's tournament to lose here. Feels like they've got a good run on the final table. Just a good, what would you call it? It's not his table image, even though his table image is looking pretty. Just the table control. He's in total control, I would say. Mikish is just looking to throw around that 17 million chips. Seems like 0's taking a little bit more of a calculated route. King 8 suited for Euro, going for the 3-bet, and the 3-bet gets through. That's good news for them. Mikish going for the 3x with the king and the queen, no action. King queen again the next hand. He goes for the limp. What the hell is this all about? The consistency is just not there, so it doesn't make sense. It's not that limping is horrific. It's that you have the exact same holding. One seed a little bit later, and we're just inconsistent. It's hard to understand what you're doing if your pre-flop actions aren't going to be consistent. And when your pre-flop actions aren't consistent, then we'll see the ace 8 go for the 10x overbet all in on an ace king king flop. Just an interesting final table here from Mikish, as Alexos makes 3 of a kind. Mikish doesn't improve to the flush story. So this 1.7 million chips is sliding Alexos' way. 0 to data, right back in there with the 5-4 suited. Alexos with ace king. Gonna 3-bet all in, I think. There we go. And 0 to data has an easy fold. Jack 10 suited for Vacchio, going for the open. And no action for him. Mikish thinking about things with 10-6. We'll find the fold. Folds around a small blind. Euro is going to limp it in with the 8-10. 0 to data, raising it up with the ace 8. Euro thinking about coming along to the flop. Oh my, and he goes for the 3-bet. And 0 to data is going to fold the best of it with ace 8. Huge pot sliding Euro's way. Alexos with queen, queen. Doesn't look like they're going to get too much action. Belarus is going to call with the 6-5. It is suited. Ace jack 3 flop. Alexos starts things off with a check. Belarus will bet half pot here with the 6 high. Putting Alexos in a tough spot. Feels like we have to call at least one. Oh no, Alexos folds the queens on the ace high board. And Belarus takes that one down with the 6 high. Da-do-ba-do-do, Mickish in the tank with 4-7. We'll finally find the fold. Zero to data with 6s. We'll raise it on up. Alexos with ace-6 in the small blind is thinking things through, but we'll find the fold. Mickish will fold the big blind as well. Euro with ace-jack suited, going for the under-the-gun raise. Zero to data calls with the pocket pair of 10s. Ace-jack suited for Vacchio also calls. Queen 4-3 flop. Backdoor clubs for Euro starts things off with a check. Backdoor straight draw to boot. Facing the small bet on the flop, they just find the fold. Vacchio with king queen. Gonna raise and take that one down pre-flop. Mickish going for the limp with 7-6 suited. Euro with an ace will complete the small blind. Zero to data checks back the flop. We get an 9-8-8 flop. Euro leads out with the backdoor flush draw. Both Mickish and Zero to data drawing to the 10. Zero to data goes for the raise on the flop here. And Euro's gonna fold the best of it with the ace high. Ace jack for Alexos goes for the under the gun raise. Mickish thinking about it with 10-3. Sure they're gonna find the fold. No action for the ace jack. Aces for Mickish. Goes for the under the gun raise. Ace-7 in the big blind will just fold. No action for Mickish. 5-5 versus the queen 7 suited. Ace jack flop. The pair of 5s goes for a small bet and the queen high folds. Zero to data with ace-5. Going for the raise. Belarus defends the big with jack-8 and he flops top pair. Oh, but an ace on the turn will change things up. Half pot size bet. Belarus drawing just to the jack or 8. They find the fold after seeing a horrific turn. And good timing on their part. 2-3 suited, going for the 3x from the small, trying to put some pressure on Euro with an ace in the big blind. They will go for the raise, make it 2 million total to go. Belarus with the suited connected hand, unfortunately has to lay this one down. King queen for Alexos, going for the raise. Mickish thinking about it with king 7, probably gonna find the fold. Could always throw in a 3-bet. Mickish folds. Zero to data calls to the big blind with 9-8. Jack 3 flop. Alexos with the backdoor straight draw, backdoor flush draw, 2 overcards. Seems like a board we can bet. Looks like he bets right around 1 big blind and the bet gets through. Ace-3 for Euro will raise huge, 3.5x from the button. Vacchio's going to rip in the 9-9. Only a $2,200 bounty on their head, so Euro can find the fold here with the ace-3. Look for a better spot. Ace-9 for Mickish goes for the raise under the gun. Alexos will defend the big this time with queen-jack. Doesn't get any help on the deuce turn or the 10 river. Mickish with a pair of 9s bets a big blind on the river and the bet gets through. 4-4 for Belarus under the gun, raising it up and taking it down. Oh, and then they get aces. 10s for Alexos. Alexos could just open rip here. Mickish could Okay, Alexis doesn't open rip. Mickish doesn't go for the 3-bet. They just call. Belarus, sitting there with aces in the big blind, makes it 2 million total to go. Alexis jams, Mickish folds. He's going to need a 10. An 8 or a 10, but it's a heart. Belarus makes the flush, and Alexis is out in 6th. Belarus also the beneficiary of getting a nice little bounty there. But most importantly, the chips. 9.5 million in total going their way. Do-do-ba-do-do. Top pair for Belarus. Euro with a straight blocker. And 7 high. It is a one-liner to a queen out there, or the old 8-7 makes a straight. 1.1 mil in the middle, and Euro bets 1.3, putting a hell of a lot of pressure on just the top pair here for Belarus. It's not easy to find bluffs. Belarus will still call down with the ace-4. Nice play there to pick off a huge bluff. Belarus does take the first place position after scooping that pot. King 10 suited, they'll be right back in there. And Zero to Data has a weaker flush draw. This is horrific for him. Oh no. Going for the check raise, Zero to Data's in a hell of a lot of trouble here. Queen on the turn, that's no help. Oh no. 4.3 mil in the middle. At least clubs don't get there. Zero to Data doesn't bluff, and we chop it on up. As I didn't even realize that we got 2 pairs with the ace kicker. Do-do-ba-do-do. 8 deuce for Zero to Data. Limping it in. Vacchio says, okay, let's go to the flop. That's 2 pair for Zero. Nothing doing for Vacchio. They have an easy fold facing the lead. 4-4. Zero's right back in there. King 6 defends the big blind. 6-4-3 flop. Middle set, betting 2/3. And top pair with the second best kicker just folds on the flop. What a fold by Mickish. Looks fishy, but like in the situation, Zero to Data is betting large on a wet board. Top pair is obviously going to change almost always. Interesting hand there. No action for the set for Zero. Da-do-ba-da-do. 3 deuces on the flop. Euro's taking a stab. Zero with the best of it with ace-10. The bet's real small. Zero says, okay, I'll go for the raise here. Make it $1 million total to go. Euro's getting a fair price, but this raise is real damn strong. 1 million to what would be 5. Euro does call 8 on the turn. Pretty dirty poker stars. Zero to Data's playing just a damn good game. Throw an ace on the river. No, you didn't even do it. You're just giving Euro the 5 mil in the middle for no reason. And Zero's gonna check it down. See the bad news. That's pretty damn sick. Do-do-do-do-do. 3 of a kind for Belarus. No action for him though. Queen 5 for Mickish. Thinking things through. We'll find the fold. Belarus with 9-10. Oh, we'll go for the open on the button. And Zero defends the big blind with 9-7 suited. This time doesn't flop a flush draw. So they have an easy fold. Ace deucey for Belarus going for the raise. 8 deuce in the big blind for Vacchio has an easy fold. We move along. 9 jack O for Vacchio, gonna go for the limp. Mickish is suited and he's got Broadway, so he goes for the raise. And the raise will get through. Mickish is dominating Vacchio once again. This time he just finds the fold from the small blind with king queen. 10-8 deuce flop. Goes check check, deuce on the turn. Belarus with middle pair. leads out for about half pot. And Vacchio with the straight draw and 2 overcards just finds the fold. 0 with the king deuce suited. You're in the big blind with king 10-0. We should go to a flop here. Mikish is thinking about it with queen deuce, but they will fold. Yura does call the big blind. 7-3 deuce flop. Bottom pair for 0. PokerStars is trying to give 0 a few chips back after the pretty dirty 8 on the turn. Whoa, when yours leading out overbet pot? What the fuck do we do with bottom pair? We do call ace of spades on the turn here. So the flush completes. Yura with the flush draw. A 10 or spade. Yura checks it on over. 5 mil in the middle. Oh my lord, PokerStars. What are you doing here to 0 the data? He's going to be pulling out his hair. Like a bluff I don't think is going to work here. Boats get there. We could jam all in. 0 the data checks it back with a pair of deuces. Sees the bad news. Another sick one going Yura's way. Looks like we had a 3-bet there. Queen 10-3 flop. No diamonds for Belarus, but he's continuing to tell the story. Mikish with backdoor clubs, backdoor straight draw. Is thinking about coming along. The bet's a little bit too big for him to continue though, so he finds a fold. Uh-oh, ace jack suited and an ace queen for Belarus. Belarus for a 3-bet. And Mikish plays call. Queen 7-4 flop. Mikish has to fold just again with the backdoor flush draw, backdoor straight draw. Couple nice pots going Belarus's way. Oh my lord, and we get the queen jack all in. 9 or ace, nope. Vacchio is just going to get a full double up. Uh-oh, we're going to lose Mikish shortly. He's now in last place with 24 blinds. Jack 6-0 going for the 3-bet from the big blind. What the hell is going on here? A lot of pressure is being put on 0, and they do have to fold the best of it. I guess that's why we do that with Jack 6. We can get ace 6 to fold. That's good news for Belarus. Ace jack for Yura facing the limp, goes for the raise, and Belarus just rips in the 3-3. We might have a huge flip here. Yura does find the fold instead. Preserve the 30 blinds. Avoid the flip. Queen 8 suited for Mikish, going for the limp. Queen jack suited for Yura, playing raise. 3.3x, and Mikish just finds the fold. Belarus raising up under the gun, the 6-8 suited. We see a min 3-bet from the ace 10 suited. Ace queen for Mikish jams it all in. $5,300 bounty on their head. Yura might come bounty hunting. No, they do find the fold. Ace 9 for Vacchio, going for the raise. Mikish with king queen will fold the small blind once again. 3-3 for Belarus in the big blind. We'll rip it all in, and Vacchio has to fold now. Jack 10 suited for 0. We'll raise it on up. King 9 for Yura in the big blind. Will eventually play call or raise. Interesting spot for them. Does just kind of seem like a calling spot. Ace jack 3 flop goes check check. 4 on the turn. No help for Yura, who's just looking for a king. They will not hit it. We'll see if they throw in a bluff here. They do. It's very, very small. Checking down the pair of jacks. I'm pretty sure 0 is going to find the call here. There's a one-liner to a deuce. Oh no, and zero folds a pair of jacks. Oh no, Eura's getting away with murder. Do-do-ba-do-do. Belarus with king 10 will raise the button. Flop top pair. 0 with middle pair. Backdoor straight draw. 8-7 would put a straight on the board, so he doesn't even have that. My bad. Belarus turns top 2. Goes for another healthy bet, and the bet gets through. Ace king for Euro, raising it up. Vacchio rips in the 3-3. We got a huge flip here. 3 on the flop. Oh, but it goes runner, runner, club, club. So we're gonna chop the frickin' pot. PokerStars is just helping Euro out repeatedly. Ace queen for 0. Rips it in for 20 blinds and gets it through. Dang, Zero's played such a strong game, and they're a last place position. 5 out of 5. 22 blinds in a dream. Belarus taking a big ol' stab here with a 10 high. Pair of jacks for Euro facing the 2.2 million chip bet. King on the river is not necessarily a good card. We do block queen 10, we block jacks, ace jack. But there could just be a king going for some value there, and Euro finds the fold with the jacks. Belarus is truly getting away with murder. Not Euro. I mean, Mikish just had a fun game too. I mean, the ace jack jam on, what was the flop? It was, I think, whoever was sitting in this seat right here had the old ace 10. Mikish jams the ace jack overbet. That was one of the most interesting hands. I think I gotta go back and look at that one. After this one's all done and over, of course. Aces for Mikish. Gonna go for the min raise. Belarus does call with king 4 and he flops top pair. Flop goes check check. 9 of spades on the turn. We get a lead for min. Then it looks like a 3 big blind lead on the queen river, and Belarus pays it off. Mikish rips in the 7s for about 30 blinds, and that gets through. 5-5 will find the fold as Vacchio's got 3s. Euro rips in the ace queen, and Vacchio folds those 3s. Queen 9 for Euro. It's suited. We're certainly playing this one. Goes for a limp. A7 completes the small. Vacchio checks back the big blind and flops 3 3s. Backdoor hearts for Euro. Backdoor diamonds for 0. Euro puts in a min bet. Zero calls. And Vacchio puts in the raise. Queen 9 can have an easy fold, and ace 7 as well. Swiftly hits the muck. 3-3 for Belarus, ace king for 0. 6k bounty on Zero's head. We'll see if Belarus goes bounty hunting. Just a flip here for a huge pot. 10 million chips in the middle, and 0 doesn't hit the ace king or 10. Belarus gets the bounty, the 3s hold. We lose 0 in 5th place. What a damn shame. What a strong game by them. What a fun final table to watch. Jack for Vacchio going for the raise. Queen deuce 3 betting for Belarus. Bad timing here as Vacchio rips it all in. Belarus with an easy fold now. King 4 suited versus king 4 off. This is kind of cool. Queen jack flop. Belarus takes a stab. Euro does come along. 6 on the turn. Belarus slows down. Euro has an opportunity to buy the pot here. He bets real small. We do get a call from the king high. Ace on the river. This one will go check. And we will chop the pot. Blinds go up. King 8 suited for Belarus. will eventually get the opportunity to raise things up. King deuce for Vacchio will call the big blind. Queen jack 3 flop goes check check 9 on the turn, giving both players a straight draw to the 10. Nice healthy bet on the turn from Belarus in position, and the bet will get through. Ace 8 suited for Yura, going for the big sizing here, and Vacchio jams ace 9. The jam will get through. 9-5 suited for Vacchio, raising things up on the button. Belarus defending the big with 6-5, flops a straight draw to the 7. Vacchio with top pair checks back the flop, and he turns 3 of a kind. Good news for him. Bets a third pot, and Belarus just folds a straight draw on the turn. Not easy to get a chip off of Belarus. Yura making top pair here. Vacchio in position, bets a big blind. Yura calls, queen on the turn. That'll probably slow Vacchio down. Don't think Yura has a reason to lead out. Vacchio does check back the turn, 3 on the river. Yura puts in a very small bet. Vacchio with the pair, thinking about making the call down. You're probably losing to an ace or 10 here. What calls you on the flop that you beat? Nice fold from Vacchio. Just nothing. I wonder if there's some smaller pocket pairs that turn themselves into a bluff on the river. Seems like they would just check. But what if they're going to turn themselves into a bluff? Oh no, Belarus with the bottom set. Mikish flops the straight. Mikish goes for the check raise. Clean turn. Clean river. Mikish gets the full double up. Belarus, unfortunately, suffers a huge cooler there. Horrific time to flop a set. Bad time to have middle pair too. Belarus going for some value here with the ace 7 on the turn. They do check on the river. 3.6 mil in the middle. Vacchio bets 2.6. The jack of clubs seems so inconsequential. We might call down with the a7 here. Belarus does find the fold. Nicely done. Mikish rips in 9-7 suited. What the fuck for 60 bigs? 50 bigs? I don't want to keep backing up. Mikish, what are we doing? What are we doing, bucko? Surely he's going to get punished. See, here's one of those smaller pocket pairs taking a stab on the turn. On the river, they did not turn themselves into a bluff. They're even got a call down, and Belarus gets a very thin value bet there with the pair of 6s. Nicely done, Belarus. What a strong game from Belarus, just like Zero to Data. He's done a good job of picking away at Mikish. Belarus also has put a lot of pressure on Yura. He's taken quite a few chips off of them. Obviously knocking out Zero to Data. Winning a flip. It's a good time to be alive for Belarus. Anyways, Jack 7 suited for Euro will go for the open. AC deucey defends the big blind. Queen 8-7 flop goes check check. 9 on the turn. Goes check check. 5 on the river. Mikish blocking the flush leads out pot. And Euro folds the pair of 7s. Nice steal there by Mikish. AC deucey for Mikish will go for the limp. Belarus calls the small with king 6. Euro with queen 7. Rips it all in from the big blind. And the raise will get through. What the hey? Anyways, ace 5 raising it on up. Ace 8 defending the big. King 10 3 flop. Belarus will bet with the worst hand. 3 on the turn, and Mickish leads out pot. The raise will get through. What's going on though? Mickish limping in Queen 10. Pair of 6s for Belarus. But it goes runner, runner, queen, queen. When Belarus turns a 6 into a bluff on the river as it got counterfeit. Mickish calls with the boat, of course. Huge pot going their way. Queen deuce for Belarus. On the button. We'll just fold, okay. It was suited. Felt like a play. 9 deuce suited, gonna limp in. 5-3 for Vacchio, going for the raise. Yura finding the fold. Ace 5 for Belarus, no action there. Ace 10 suited for Yura. Do we jam? 4-handed. 17 blinds. Yura is all in. And Mickish goes bounty hunting, flops a straight. Oh boy, what a deal for Mickish. Yura did turn 2 pairs, so he had some boat outs, but they don't hit. What a time to be alive for Mickish. And we got a nice 3-way battle between Vacchio, Mickish, and Belarus. Jack, Jack, 5 flop. Vacchio with backdoor diamond draw. He's going to bet a little small. Belarus with 3 in a row. We'll just find the fold on the flop. Bop-a-dee-doo, ba-bop-a-dee-doo. Pair of 7s, get some value from the pair of 5s on the flop. 3 on the turn. Another little value bet by Mickish. And he's betting full pot on the river here. After betting small, Vacchio is going to find the fold with the ace 5. Queen 8 folding the button. Okie dokie. It's just interesting. And then we call off for bounties. Like 9-7 or whatever. And we're flopping straights here. Pair of 6s for Belarus with the backdoor flush draw facing the check raise. Not what we wanted to see. 6 on the turn. Horrific news for Belarus, who rips it all in. They're going to need a king 6, 8, 5. They don't hit. Mickish gets a huge bounty, and most importantly, the chips. Vacchio going to try to take advantage of this situation they're in. Heads up. They don't have a lot of chips, but they're going to fight with the ace high here with the backdoor flush draw. 3 of a kind for Mickish, will bet and take it down on the turn. Mickish folding 3-8 suited. We move along. 9 queen will defend the big blind. 2 pair for Vacchio, and he's facing a lead. Vacchio raises. Mickish with the backdoor straight draws just folds. Good stuff. 8-10 versus ace 8. King 5 deuce flop. Mickish in position, bets full pot, and the bet will get through. Queen Jack for Mickish will raise the button large. Vacchio folds the king high. Pocket pair of 7s versus a pocket pair of 3s. All in from the 7s. Vacchio does fold the 3s. Good news. King 4 going for the raise for Vacchio. 9-3 folding for Mickish. Ace 8 for Mickish, raising the button. All in for 30 blinds. Alrighty, Roo Mickish. Jack 10 suited, no action for Vacchio. Oh, we both got spades here. Vacchio is going to come along to the king queen 7 flop. 10 on the turn, giving Vacchio some outs to the ace or 9. 9 on the river, that will do, Poker Stars. 4 million chips sliding Vacchio's way, providing Mickish doesn't go for a big bluff here. They do just fold on the 9 river. Ace Jack 3 flop. Goes bet call. 9 on the turn. Goes check check 6 on the river. Mickish with 4 high. Goes for a nice big bluff, and the bluff gets through. Pair of kings for Vacchio on the river here. Going for some value, but none to be had. Aces for Vacchio. No action though. King 8-0, raising the button. Vacchio defends the big with 5-10 suited. Ace Jack 7 flop goes check check 9 on the turn. goes check, check, 8 on the river, giving Vacchio a straight. Pair of 8s for Mickish just finds a fold. That's good news for them. They're all in with another pair of 3s for about 40 blinds. Jack 9 suited and we're all in. Vacchio has to fold 3s again. What the hell's going on here, Mickish? Jack 9 suited, we rip for 40 bigs. 3 deuce suited. Going for the check raise here. Pair 7s for Vacchio is going to call. Mickish slows down after picking up no equity. Vacchio with the pair of 7s goes for another protection bet. And the bet will get through. Do-do-ba-dee-doo. Jack 8 getting the bluff through for Vacchio. That's good news for them. Then he gets the old King Jack. Mickish doesn't defend King Deuce. Interesting stuff going on over there. Ace 10 5 flop goes check, check, 10 on the turn. Queen high calls. And the 7 high is going for a big value. Or sorry, not value. Oh my lord. Big overbet bluff. 3 million chips into about 2.5. And Vacchio will scoop that pot there. So we move along. Full house for Mickish. Vacchio with the jack high going for a bluff. But of course Mickish goes for the raise. And Vacchio has an easy fold. Da-do-ba-da-do. Queen high just folds for Mickish. Okay. Queen deuce will raise for Vacchio. 10-5-4 flop. All hearts. Vacchio with the flush draw. Bets and takes it down in position. Ace queen for Mickish. Going for the 3-bet. Very, very small. Vacchio calls. Flops top pair. Full pot size bet and Vacchio folds on the paired board. With the top is the pairs. Mickish only with the ace queen. Getting the bluff through. Mickish flops quite well here with the top pair with the flush draw. Going for the check raise. And Vacchio with 10 high has an easy fold. Blinds go up. Vacchio with jack 9 suited. No action. 4 deuce for Mickish. Thinking about it, but we'll probably find the fold. King 10 versus 3-5 suited. We get a king jack 7 flop. 1 heart out there for Mickish. Not enough for him. He just check folds. 3-10 versus ace 10 suited. The ace 10 goes for the 3-bet and the 3-bet gets through. 8-5 versus 9-7 and the 9-7 rips for 35 blinds. Mickish, what are we doing here? Queen 10 suited, we rip it in for 30 blinds. That makes a little bit more sense. The 9-7 though. What the hell was that about? Queen high versus king high. The queen high is bluffing on the 7 river and the king high folds. Mickish will steal that pot away from Vacchio. King queen, Mickish just rips it in for 30 blinds. Okay, this makes some sense, yeah. King queen strong holding. Pair of 7s versus a pair of queens. Vacchio in position. Betting 1.4 mil. Mickish goes for the check raise here. 10 on the turn, or sorry, river. Mickish bets 6 mil again and Vacchio scoops a huge pot. 24 mil in total. Was that an all in there? Did Vacchio get a full double? 7s are all in versus ace 7. Ace on the turn. No heart for Vacchio. And just like that, Mickish does get the W here. What an interesting heads-up battle. So was this an all-in bet on the river? Pretty well. So Vacchio does pretty much get the double up. And then pretty well just a couple hands later. 7s versus ace 7 and we're getting this one all in. Pretty dirty turn, poker stars. Vacchio doesn't make his flush. Mickish gets the W. What a freaking fun final table. Mickish with some interesting plays. There's the ace jack versus ace 10 versus baller. I wanted to go back and see this. There's a silly overbet. Where is it? So you get a limp raise, ace high board. Mickish lead jams. for 5 million chips into 1.7. On a wet board, ace high, limp, raise, lead, jam. We get called off by ace 10, scoop a bounty. What a huge pot for Mickish. Like, if baller folds this, he's not going to have the position he's going to have for the rest of the final table. Like, look at the size of the pot. 12 million chips. Huge one going Mickish's way. They do lose some chips eventually, but then, you know, they eventually get heads up and then get a little lucky at the end there. Interesting final table. If you made it all the way through, thanks for checking this shit out. Hopefully we'll see you in another one. Adios, amigos.